everyone, and welcome to the first episode of our new Monster Hearts campaign, Enceladus Institute. My name is Rue. I use they or he pronouns, and I will be your MC for this journey. Serena, would you like to introduce yourself next?
Sure thing. Hello, I'm Serena. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Cordelia Karma Sawyer, who uses she, they.
Jesse?
Hello, I am Jessie. I use she, her pronouns. And I will be playing Teague, who uses all pronouns.
Rena?
Hi, I am Rena. I use all pronouns, and I will be playing Trix. Meritrix Trix. Did it backwards. Who also uses all pronouns.
Velvet?
So greetings everyone, I'm Velvet Divine. I use they, her pronouns, and I'll be playing Ofelia La Sombra, who uses she, her pronouns.
Quinn?
Hello, I'm Quinn at Quintastic on the internet. My pronouns are she, they. I'm playing August, whose pronouns are they.
And last but not least, Angela? Oh,
the second set of pronouns, I was muted. Thank you. Perfect start. The second set of pronouns is just an echo from the void. Hello there, everyone. I'm Angela. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Gabriela Camacho, who also uses she, her pronouns. She doesn't know why. These are comfortable for her, but they just work. They're just neat.
Queen. Holding a potato. I just think they're neat.
I just think they're neat.
All right. Normally this is where I would put trigger warnings, but there aren't going to be any for this episode, so I don't have to. This is normally my trigger warning zone, so I was prepping for them, and then I looked at my document. I didn't have any.
School.
I was like, what do you mean? Oh yeah, content warnings. This takes place in school. Oh, I should also preface this with Monster Hearts as a game is written to take place in high school. But we have aged the game up a little bit, and they are playing students in sort of a college-aged preparatory school. So all of our players and characters are adults for this game, so they're not underaged for personal reasons. All right. As we begin our game, we're going to start with a pan out to get you the atmosphere of the school. The Enceladus Institute is a series of brick and ivy buildings. Some of them are genuinely old, and some of them have been built to look old, where they purposely have purchased old bricks to construct the buildings, but none of the buildings looks new, if that makes any sense. The bell has rung for class, calling the students into homeroom. Some of them linger in the halls or out in the courtyard. Some hurry along because they can't be late. Some are already seated, having been there before the bell rang, waiting for the class to start. In the space between, people make conversation on their way to class and chit-chat idly the way that students do. And then the second bell rings. Stragglers in the hall making their way to the room as the instructors join them, scrawling notes on whiteboards and handing out memos. We pan down to one of many homeroom classes with a standard array of students seated at or on or near their desks. Where do we find our players? Let's go. I need to look at my Zoom call in order. Jesse, where do we find Teague? What's Teague doing as class starts?
Class starts? Oof. Teague is sitting in, what pronoun are we today? His chair. And he's probably using like the chewed up end of his pencil to just scrape designs on his desk out of the wood as he watches any of the late stragglers come in.
Does Teague get there on time for class? Like, is Teague early or?
Teague is usually early because he likes to watch everyone file in.
Perfect. Serena, how does when and how does Sawyer rather, does Karma enter class? I just last named her, sorry.
It's okay. Karma walks into class probably as the teacher starts speaking. And she just makes her way to her desk, unbothered, doesn't look at the teacher, doesn't give a shit, and then she plops down in her desk and pulls a pen out, but nothing else but a pen.
The instructor pauses mid-greeting, like, hello, class, welcome. Oh, hello, Cordelia. Have a seat.
She just keeps walking.
And continues speaking their introductions. Keep looking at this. Well, Rena, how and when does Trix enter class? Is Trix early, late?
Trix is just before like the bell when the most people are in the classroom, so that they can walk in very dramatically and know that they have everybody's eyes on them. Do Heelys exist yet?
Heelys?
Yes.
Probably not.
I think they came in the 90s, didn't they? 90s?
The year 2000.
Oh my god.
I also want you all to know that Heelys are, the full name is Healing Sports.
Healing Sports. Okay, then they're just gonna come in on their penny board, like glide in, make sure everybody's eyes are on them.
Do you, but not before the bell, or do you also enter with Karma, like after the bell while the instructor is teaching?
Just before the bell.
Understood. Velvet, how's Ophelia doing when we start class?
Ophelia probably comes in like a minute or two before the bell. Like she's not early, but it's pretty on time.
And Quinn, how's August?
August is 15 minutes early because 15 minutes early is on time and on time is late.
August sits alone in an empty classroom for 10 minutes.
Reading.
Reading.
It's the complete collected works of Poe. So.
Is this their first time having read that?
No.
And Angela, how does Gabriella get into class?
I think she is about 20 minutes early. Solely for the purpose of having a spot just to try and not be noticed looking over in August's direction every now and then. Like notices Cordelia come in, and I feel like she has this sense of like Karen, Mila, and a few other folks like notice. Like it's just a common thing that like the people around Gabriella like always notice Cordelia come in, because why wouldn't you? But Gabriella just always seems to just not notice like when Karma comes in, because she's more like paying attention to Quinn. Like she noticed Cordelia and she almost gets kind of startled just a tiny bit, and then but like once August shows up, she's like more calm, and she's just like has a notebook taking notes and writing something down. It's probably like little bits of like stanzas for poetry or just other things, but like every now and then she's just like daydreaming, and but also like taking a look at August, and then just like kind of sinking into herself just a little bit.
Yeah, so all of you make your way to class early except for Cordelia, who is fashionably late, and settle in with your classmates around you, some of whom are loud and boisterous, and some of whom are sitting quietly and very attentive as they cycle in for the day. And your homeroom instructor walks in, Ms. Clark, and in amidst her normal announcements of any drills that are happening this week and those sorts of things, she pauses and hands out to all of you by giving, essentially, like she doesn't individually hand them out, she hands stacks to the front of each row, flyers for the Summer Solstice Ball, which is happening on the summer solstice, which is about 6 weeks out from where you currently are. And she stands at the front of the room and says, Now, as I'm sure any of you who have been here for more than a year know, the Summer Solstice Ball is the largest event at our school, and everyone is expected to pitch in some way or another. So, you might want to think about what committees you'd like to serve on. Would you like to help plan the dance itself? Would you like to work with your club and table at the event? Or maybe do some sort of marketing? Just think about it. There will be signups coming in a couple of weeks so that everyone can have a space. And sort of goes about the usual announcements after those have all been passed out, although not particularly effectively, as anyone in your class who is anyone is immediately much more focused on reading the flyers and determining what jobs they feel like they should be doing.
Cordelia crumbles up the flyer and throws it into her bag.
Not going to the dance. Fuck you.
All right, then.
You're not the only one who's not interested, but a lot of the class is very excited. Karen, who sits next to Gabriella, receives her copy of the flyer and sort of like flips her hair over her shoulder and is like, oh, I don't need to choose what I'm going to be on. I'm going to be on the court. Just sort of makes her statement from the back.
Does the court count as contributing?
Yes, obviously.
So, like, you plan on being, like, princess? Peasant?
I would like you to rethink that, but since I know you're not going to, we all know who's going to be queen.
Yeah, me.
That's cute.
I'm very cute.
Just like settles in. She's very sure of herself.
I'm gonna poison her.
Right now? Would you like to make a roll?
No.
No!
Actually, is this
And so the game begins.
Trix carries a shovel around. They don't need to poison.
Oh yeah. Does Trix have his shovel with them?
Yeah. I was rowing along with my shovel on my penny board, and I've got my full-size shovel.
That sound is bad. The scraping noise is horrible.
Why would I be
agree.
scraping it? You push off with it.
But every now and then, like, especially if you hit like blacktop or anything like
Yeah,
that,
like-
there's gonna
yeah.
the contact noise is gonna be that scrape.
Yeah,
That sucks for everybody else. I'm trying to think if it's feasible for Trix to also have like a boombox. Like Trix is the main character meme on TikTok, so
She's got a boombox in one arm and she's just pedaling along.
yeah.
Horrible. The cacophony and the sound is horrible wherever Trix is going.
As it should be. As it should be.
I kind of imagine, like, while they're spatting, Gabriella just kind of like turns over to Karen, and like, especially when she did the whole like hair flip thing, Gabriella's just like, do you want me to close the window? You keep having this like thing where your hair is getting like thrown back. Is it the wind bothering you? You just look like you're having a hard time with your hair.
Oh, you're so sweet. No, this is on purpose. You should try it sometime. You'll understand.
I don't think I will.
I work very hard to make sure my hair looks this nice. I want everyone to see it.
Cordelia, as Gabriella is having this conversation with Karen, Cordelia is smiling to herself and like tapping her pen. She's amused by this.
But I mean, Cordy doesn't do that, and Cordy's, I don't know, she gets more attention than you do.
Gabriella has chosen violence.
She's saying this like so plain faced too. She does not mean any malice. It's just like she doesn't get. Full disclosure for anyone watching, she's like very baby trans. So like she's like, is this what what girls do?
She says that, and Karen like.
It's really not your day, huh, Care?
I'm gonna start passing around the note, taking bets on the fight.
When Gabriella says that, Karma first turns around to correct her for calling her Cordy, and then hears the rest of the sentence and goes, maybe I should run for queen, and then turns back around and nothing else.
You'd be a great queen, Karma.
Did you say Ophelia is taking bets?
Yeah, I'm passing around like a little note, taking bets.
Yeah, Teague is jumping into that action for sure. Bets? Yeah.
Like people start getting like caught like doing that around Gabriella, and she just like does a full like sink into herself, and she just like starts writing in her notebook and does the whole like, I have spoken and I exist. This is a problem face.
Karen
I have
is, like,
been perceived.
Karen is like dumbfounded that you would ever say this to her. She's horrified. She's mad. And she just kind of like huffs and like settles herself and like takes out her notebook and aggressively slams it on the table and says, well, maybe you should try running. I need someone to come in second.
I rarely come second.
I mean, Care, according to the rumor
she
mill.
takes that time in real time to process that, and then goes and just starts scribbling angrily in her notebook.
Hey, Karen, according to the rumor mill, you haven't come at all, so like...
Whoever has bet against Karen in Ophelia's ring is winning.
August, without looking up from their book, just goes, for the love of God, Montresor.
In the silence, you hear that. Sorry, my water cooler is beeping at me, letting me know that it needs water.
God.
Cooler needs water badly, but it's the Gauntlet Legends voice.
Why?
Oh my god.
Let me hear sound.
Oh no.
Oh no, Root, can you hear us?
Now I can.
Okay.
that was
Can you
weird.
hear us?
Yeah, my for whatever reason, my headphones decided that they wanted to choose violence.
Apparently, your
I feel
headphones
like
are
They were
also
inspired by Gabriella, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think what I said was that bad, but apparently
You don't-
everyone.
It wasn't bad, it was good.
Yeah.
You don't have to actively choose violence to wake up and choose violence.
Oh,
True.
I have made a mistake with how I headcanon this character now.
Anything anyone says around Karen is choosing violence. To be fair, this is the character we've built for Karen.
That's fair.
It
That's
is.
true.
We've just kind of built her as perpetually stick up ass.
Yeah.
And now we're all making tons of money.
Yeah. Did anyone bet on Karen's side?
So did everyone just break even then?
You all get your money.
Well, Karen's like,
What?
yeah.
No. I know who bet.
Does she?
Skip and Connor both bet that
Skip
Karen
and
would
Connor
win.
did bet for Karen. You're right.
Oh God.
Skip,
Jason
Connor,
probably
and
also would
Jason.
have.
Yeah. Skip, Connor,
Redacted.
and Jason all betted with Karen. And so now you all have your own money back and then some amount of Skip, Connor, and Jason's money. Minus Ophelia's cut for being the dealer.
Oh yeah, I'm taking dealer's cut.
What's dealer's cut in like a slightly post high school setting? Oh, it's like 60%. What? It's like, that's absurd. I know.
Ophelia winds up with more money than anyone started with.
No one understands why. It's just
how the math works out.
We haven't gone to math class yet. We don't really get it yet.
We don't know.
Please don't make me
Ophelia doesn't know math.
Wait,
She
there's
just
a
writes
math
a lot of
class?
numbers down.
At will, she just decides what amount you get.
This was an experience. This experience was enriching in of itself for Trix. So like, he's
That's
happy
it.
with
That's all the school she's going to.
I caught that.
The instructor kind of like gives up partway through trying to control whatever is happening because they're a homeroom instructor. She's not getting paid enough to do this. So, and she's given all of her necessary announcements for the 15 minutes of homeroom that you have. So she just kind of like sits at her desk and watches it happen and like is ready to step in if any of you actually choose violence.
But so we can just keep ripping Karen to shreds for the next 10 minutes.
We designed her for that purpose, kind
We did. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she hasn't asked to see our manager, aka asked the homeroom teacher to step in.
To step
She's going to ask to see the dean in a moment. She's just going to walk out and like take her notebook and like, I'm going to the dean's office.
I feel like
Alright,
at this point, Teague is now carving like tallies. Karen has none.
The next person who's in this classroom is going to touch Teague's desk and be like, something evil happened here.
I was assuming you had a tally of how many times Karen had gone to the dean's office this week.
Yes.
Look, if we're being honest, if our Karen is like any actual Karen, that desk is fucking destroyed at this point.
I was gonna say, yeah.
They've had to replace that desk like 3 times this year.
It's now like wrapped around the edges too. There's actually like small markings for everyone in class, and Karen's is just like freaking Goofy's health in Kingdom Hearts. It's gone across the desk.
Oh my god, that's the best reference I've heard in weeks.
Stop this.
I will say, August makes their joke, and Riley in front of them snorts immediately. And then Molly, who sits next to them, and she's like half asleep. Like she's here, but not really. Like 2 minutes later, a full 2 minutes, like snickers and goes, "Oh, is that from your book?"
Yes.
Was it a joke?
Are you a Philistine?
Am I a what?
I thought so.
Okay.
I think they asked if you were Filipino.
Oh, no, but thank you for asking, I guess, and not just assuming.
Not what I am. You're welcome.
Trix knows, but Trix is just contributing to the chaos.
I know that someone in chat has already put that they would die for Gabriella. I would already die for August. Just the tone alone, I'm like, I already appreciate this character so much.
And after having made their comment, he just goes back to like, he's drawing a very like in-depth portrait on the back of the flyer for the summer solstice dance, like a very intricate like scene of like the moon rising over a gazebo. That's what they're doing with their time in class.
I think at some point, August will raise their hand, not very high, just and see if they get called on. Not really expecting to get called on, but like maybe.
Do they have something to say, or are they just testing this?
Fuck around and find out, I guess.
Let's
Find out.
Do you want to roll 2d6 for me?
Yeah. Do I
I don't
add
know what you
anything?
would add to this. It's none of the stats. I'm just gonna see how it goes.
10?
Oh, that's really good.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, then I have to ask a question. Does August want to be called on or no?
Yes.
Okay. After a couple of like minutes, the like instructor kind of like scrolls her eyes past whatever is happening in that corner of the room and looks and sees August and goes, "Oh, yes, August. Did you have a question?"
Do we have to contribute to the dance?
Traditionally, yes.
What if we don't have any skills?
Oh, that's silly. Everyone has some sort of skill that can be useful.
No.
Yeah. Karen manages to get away with it every year, and
Who's Karen?
You could vibe check everybody at the door, August. That'd be pretty sick.
Sorry, no, that's my job. Thanks. I would like that.
Sorry, we're having technical difficulty to me.
Oh no.
Google is being mad at me.
MC, can you hear us?
Just some captions. Just some captions acting out.
Why?
Not Google. Not.
Is that better?
Hear me,
Yes, I can hear you now.
touch
I got captions.
me,
Huzzah!
heal me.
And like there's sort of like a moment where the instructor just sort of like sighs and goes, "Well, you can run for the court if you don't want to contribute in any other way," and looks over at Karen. It does involve a bit of campaigning, and that is kind of how we excuse it counting, because the act of campaigning and there being a vote is an important part of this whole situation. So if you'd like to sign up for a position to run for the court, August, you're more than welcome to. Or next week, when the flyers go out for all of the other ways to contribute, you can pick one of those.
Goes back to reading.
I love August so much.
I hate this.
This is a grand old time.
And I will have job descriptions for all of you to pick from next session.
Oh.
Or things
Woo.
for the solstice ball. I do have them written. They're just secrets till next week. Not next week. Week after next. But yeah, that's how homeroom goes for everyone. There is, as always, the one open desk. Someone theoretically sits there, but you've never seen them.
Good old redacted.
Redacted. Someone might sit there someday.
Maybe.
Some folks just sort of like leave as class is going partway through. Like they just get up and leave. They've received the necessary information and they've got like an extra 6 minutes now to get to whatever the next class is, or not, depending on the person.
It's homeroom.
Huh?
Yeah, it's just homeroom.
Homeroom. Who cares? I mean, some of them stay, obviously, especially those that are like your friends or friends with other folks in the class. Karen's little posse of narcs sticks around and waits for her so they can, crowd around her as they exit class. But after the, homeroom's like a 25-minute class. It's not a full class period. After it finishes, there's a bell, and you have a 5-minute passing period to get from this class to whatever your next class is. And I have classes set up for y'all. So we're going to cycle through. Not everyone will be in every class, but we're going to cycle through. We're going to start with gym, which has a handful of your classmates. Paige is in gym. Jason is always in gym. like, it doesn't matter what class period you're in gym, Jason's in gym.
His major.
That's his major in school, yeah. Rex is in gym. And Jordan is regrettably in gym. Like, they're here, but they don't want to be. And then we also have Karma and Trix share a gym period. And it's early-ish. It's morning gym, so you get to do all your running and all of that jazz before having to do all your classes, which is either good or bad depending on what your opinion of running is. But yeah, you head out to the field, and you've got like a school gym uniform that consists of like, you know, those like 80s running shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And either you get your choice of a school logo tank top, t-shirt, or like long sleeved. They call it a sweatshirt, but it's not warm in any way. But it's like up to you if you've chosen. They also make sweats if you don't want to wear the 80s themed running shorts.
So Cordelia does dress for gym. She rolls her shorts so that they're like bunched, and she has also chosen the sweatshirt top, but she has cut it into a crop. She does dress for gym, but she is sitting under the bleachers smoking a cigarette. She is not participating at all.
Incredible.
Showed up for roll call and is gone now. Does Trix wear the PE uniform?
Oh yeah, Trix is wearing the shorts and a tank top that is cropped. So
You think they cropped their shirts together? Do you think it was like they were hanging out and,
yeah.
and Cordelia started cutting?
Yeah, 100%. So Trix is for almost naked, and whatever sport we're doing today, they are like really going in and giving their all, and like everybody look at me. I'm so good at field hockey. Look at Karma. Can you see? Look at how good at field hockey I am. I'm so good.
Are you showing off for Karma?
I'm showing off for everybody, but also Karma.
All right. To play field hockey, roll plus volatile, please.
Oh boy. Where are my dice? I feel like there was something else. What?
Please, I'm dying.
There will be no actual plot in this entire series. It's just going to be us snickering for like several hours every 2 weeks.
You mean that isn't how stream games? That's not how we play games.
No. Let's be fair. That is actually most streams.
All right. So Trix is really excited to go play some field hockey, and like goes out and grabs the field hockey stick and is like going, and their foot gets stuck in a pothole in the very poorly managed field because it's a school, and they just trip, and they don't, like, she doesn't get hurt, like he's not injured in any way, but you do like go to hit the ball. Do you play with field hockey with a ball or a puck?
Ball normally?
I've never played field hockey. And instead of like hitting it, you sort of tumble and somersault and just end up sprawled in the football field.
Oh no! Oh, I'm hurt. I'm in so much pain. Oh, somebody help me.
Cordelia
and
looks
no
up.
one does, you're embarrassed.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cordelia looks up and she goes, and she doesn't move.
No one comes to help you. You gain the embarrassed condition. You're just sort of like dramatically waiting in the middle of the field for your prince to come, and she doesn't.
Sorry.
I'm waiting for anybody to come.
Depending on how long you like lay there on the field, eventually someone will come because they will also want to play field hockey and you'll be in the way.
I will lay there until somebody comes to help me, and then I will limp around dramatically. I'm embarrassed, but now I'm so embarrassed that I have to stick to this story that I got severely injured doing field hockey.
After like a couple of minutes, like you hear a are you like okay? Do you need to go to the like nurse? Standing over you is Rex, and they have their like hockey stick like over their shoulder, but they're like reaching down with a hand.
I would love some help, thank you. Yeah, I think I really need to go to the nurse. I didn't think that, I'm so weak, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you really biffed it.
I know. It's so embarrassing. Do you mind helping me?
Yeah, I can help you.
Thank you.
They reach down and sort of like yank you up. Like, can you walk or do you need like some help?
Let me try. I'll like take a step or two and then just like stumble, like fall again.
With the opportunity to leave class appearing, Cordelia stubs out her cigarette and goes, "I'll help them," and like jogs on over.
Oh yeah.
I think Cordelia knows that Trix is full of shit.
Oh yeah.
But wants out of the class. So I think she's just like, I got it, and like slings Trix's arm over their shoulder.
Thank you, Karma.
Oh yeah.
Such a hero.
Sweet. I'm gonna go play.
Yeah.
Rex like jogged back out to the field.
She calls after and is like, let the teacher know.
Oh yeah. You got it.
Are they teachers or are they profs?
Well, the PE teacher is a coach.
I also don't
coach.
I was gonna say, I don't think Karma cares.
Yeah.
I don't think she cares that they have a master's or a PhD. They're all just teachers.
Dr. Coach.
Dr. Coach. Rex does just sort of like run over and like as they're running back to the field, just yells like, "Hey, coach! Karma's taking Trix back to the office. She twisted her ankle or something. It'll be okay."
It might be broken.
And the like instructor like blows the whistle and just says, "Just bring me a note back."
She just throws the thumbs up.
You get to experience the joy of a walk from the field to the nurse's office.
About halfway there, I think she goes, "Do you want to go to the hole?"
Yes. Let's go. I have to go get my stuff. Yes, let's go.
Because she knows you're full of shit, and I think she'll ask Sky later to be like, "Can you give us a nurse's note?"
Oh yeah, I think like she can page Sky right now if she wants. Sky's in art class.
I forgot we have pagers.
We have pagers.
Yeah, if she wants to give Sky a quick page, she can.
I think she does. I think she sends SOS, need nurse note, THX.
like lightning fast, like almost immediately. You get the reply of LOL, which nurse?
I'm gonna pick. Do I get to pick a nurse's name?
Yeah, if you want to.
Name?
You can also answer the sexy one if you want.
Yes.
God.
They page back the hot one.
Oh, got it. See you after class.
Going to the hole. Can we talk about the hole for a second before we pan away to?
I mean, it's still your scene. Yeah, you can talk about the whole.
Yeah, I have to talk about the whole. This was integral to before I knew anything about Trix. I knew about the whole, and that is that when Trix was new at the beginning of the school year or whatever, they went into the forest nearby, and
I mean, like I wouldn't call it like a forest. There are like
wood.
trees. Yeah, like you know how like there's always like a weird like wooded zone behind a school.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah. Trix went out there for like, I want to say probably the first solid month of school, just like every day whenever they could get away, and like dug out this like big, essentially a crater, and like stacked up a whole bunch of dirt to one side. So it's just like it's the hole. It's this cool hangout zone that they have physically made, because nothing's cooler than creating and naming a place the hole.
Nothing's cooler than a hole in the middle of the woods.
Nothing's cooler than a hole in the middle of the woods.
Sounds like
it's not so close to the school that it's like in danger of being found by the school, but it's close enough that it's like we're gonna ditch school and go to the hole, and you can like put out your cigarettes there and stuff, and there's good places to hide beer bottles.
At the bottom of the hole.
Yeah.
You just toss them. There they go.
No, wait. Is there like a smaller hole in the hole for beer bottles and cigarette butts?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go with yes.
All right.
It's a Matryoshka hole. Just holes in the hole.
If anyone has trypophobia, please speak now.
Please let us know.
Apparently a lot of hole imagery now.
No little holes. It's just one very large hole.
It's one very large hole and then one pit within the hole to throw trash into. Somebody is gonna hate us in like 10 years, but it's the 80s.
Yeah,
we don't care.
Just advanced littering.
The hole is great.
Actually, I have a thought.
Oh.
I think Gabriella actually goes and cleans out the trash from the hole every now and then when no one's looking.
Does Trix think the hole is cleaning itself?
I think it's funnier.
Is that why they keep going back to the hole? Is because it's a magical self-cleaning hole?
Trix is convinced that the hole is magic. Like he is convinced that like he was overwhelmed with the urge to create it because of something supernatural. And it makes sense that, you know, the pit in the hole cleans itself because the hole is magic.
I have an idea for why Gabriella goes to do that. I think she actually like gets all of the beer bottles and all of the like cans and stuff. She actually goes and like she recycles it, but does the like recycling thing to get.
Oh, where you get the money back?
Yeah, because I think actually she saves up. She doesn't know why she keeps doing this. She just saves it up to like buy herself clothes. Because I don't think she actually comes from a lot of money.
I love her. We would all die for Gabriella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly the party drinks like way more than we were intending to.
The two of you make your way to the hole.
Yes.
Where you're just gonna chill for the rest of the gym period at the hole.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Cordelia switches out her cigarette for a blunt though.
Good.
Yes.
She'll share. You did get her out of class, so.
I did. It's so romantic, you know, just like us sitting out here in the trees and stuff, you know.
I mean, we have time.
We have time. Yeah. Yeah.
So you
Fade to black.
Good
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the history classroom,
Yay.
we have Ophelia and Teague, who where are each of you sitting in this history class? It's like a world history class in that like you spend like 3 weeks on each like continent. It's not a like in-depth history class.
Hold on one second. If we are doing a fade to black,
Yes.
When I lie naked with another person, I can ask them for a promise.
Oh, yeah, let's do that first.
I think because now after the conversation with Karen and how she didn't really try to come for Gabriella, but she did. And I think Cordelia has a soft spot for Gabriella, because Gabriella is the only one who she has not just straight up decked for calling her Cordy. So I think now that Karen has started a war with Gabriella, they are going to actually run for court. So I think she's going to ask Trix to make them a promise to help them win.
Promise accepted.
Cool.
The next time I take my eyes off of you, you do become your darkest self.
Shit. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Immortal does not play around.
The world does not fuck around. We'll get back to that.
Please, sir. I just.
But yeah. So, where are Ophelia and Teague sitting in history class?
I think an important question for this is, what is the desk layout for said history class? Like, is it
set up like how do I explain? Like a U shape?
Okay. Good, thank you. Then I would say that I am sitting directly across from Ophelia.
Yeah.
So that I can keep my eyes.
Eye contact.
Yeah, yeah.
Looking.
You know, just keeping
You're always looking.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on her, and also I think I'd be sitting across from the door in this situation. So, I mean, it depends on where Ophelia is sitting.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you're sitting across from the door, so then I have like my back to the door.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. No, that works.
Good. Great.
We're at war. Any teacher who chooses the U shape of classroom is expecting violence.
Yeah, that.
The only one that's more violent is like when you just have the two sides of the classroom and all the desks face each other at all times. That's true violence.
Yeah, I mean the U shape is not a U; it's half a Thunderdome.
When the teacher leaves, it's gauntlet time.
Oh yeah.
Why do I constantly hear boss music?
I was just saying, how many gauntlets can we have in one school day? It's been one period.
It's
We have so
Monster
many
Hearts,
hands
baby.
between us, though. We can field many gauntlets.
Yeah.
Our
And-
school is just perpetually different kinds of boss music going on at any given moment. It's just when the drop in the song comes in is the difference between like class periods.
When you walk down the hall to your next class, it auto saves, and it informs you that your game has been saved. You have the joy and honor of having Connor in your class. He sits as close to the teacher's desk as possible, but will move if like he knows that we're having like a presentation or whatever, to be wherever essentially he can be closest to the instructor. You also have, sorry, I'm reading my big sheet. You have Karina as well, and Chet, who sits, like there isn't a back in this class, but they're sitting in like a back corner. And like they started the class by eating one gummy bear, which was definitely a gummy bear, and not anything else. So they're very chilled out in the back, just kind of like zoning in and out.
On a different day, Teague would be all up in there, but not today.
Gotta share the groovy bears.
Groovy bears.
Oh,
I wish I knew how to make weed candy. I would make them and call them that and send them to you.
I'm going to start calling them groovy bears from now on.
It's not hard, I will say.
Groovy bears. Yeah, Chet is definitely down to share the groovy bears. Like, he does not care. Chet brings enough for everyone, in case they want, including the teacher. The first day of class, Chet did offer the teacher gummy bears.
What happened to
See what
Chet?
would
The Chad
Yeah, I
chef
was gonna
bringing
say,
it up
what
for the
happened
class.
afterwards?
That first day of class, you did not learn a single thing. Syllabus day did not happen because the instructor asked if it was enough for the whole class and then took one.
All right.
Your instructor's a pretty chill person anyway. They're a history teacher in that, like, they really are passionate about history, but you don't get a lot of, like, homework or classwork done because they go off on tangents every, like, 10 minutes or so.
So what you're
And
saying
by
is
the
they're
time
not
you get to the
so
end of
they
class,
don't so
they're
much as one students as they do a captive audience.
Yeah. You've just got a room full of people who have to listen to you talk. And they pick, like, very specific, like, things to focus in on. Like, you'll be, like, the current unit that you're working on is like, oh, what is it called? My brain has fried itself in a hole. One second, I have notes. Wait, I have notes. I'm trying to remember it, and I remembered that I, physically have notes.
The phrase "the whole" I sense is just going to bring Trix an immeasurable amount of joy throughout this entire series.
You right?
You have you're going over the the in between the wars period, so between World War I and World War II right now. I'm doing it sort of like in a weird overview of like every area that was affected. So you started in like Soviet era, and then you moved to Western Europe, and then you moved to like the colonial properties that are like gaining their independence because of this war, and like going over all of those things. And he teaches you all of the important stuff, but then they'll also go on like 10-minute long rants about like the price of gas in a given area because of why it was like hard to get. And you can just kind of like zone out for all of those sections essentially because they're not going to be on the test. Also, you don't know if there even are tests in this class. There's been no indicator thus far. But yeah, so it's the usual day of that class. So there's ample space to do whatever you would like to do. What do each of you do in class? Like, not only in history class, but just in general.
I feel like, again, depending on the day, either Teague is hanging out with Chet, just having fun, actually studying, like reading ahead in books or whatever, or just like casually observing and making notes on their classmates and recent like hot goss involving said classmates.
Would you like to just give me a flat 2d6 roll for how your notes are going on your classmates?
Would love that. I would also be willing to roll 4 said hot goss on classmates. I was a 12.
Ooh,
It was 2 6s.
you're observant.
I'm on
Teague
point
is
today.
looking.
Yes, I was gonna say today is an observing. Like I am just really paying attention to Ophelia. I feel like with this summer solstice ball, I don't know what they're up to.
Ophelia's got secrets, and Teague
Maybe.
will learn them, Mark. Teague is using he/him pronouns today, did you say?
Yes, Teague is using he/him pronouns. I would update Zoom, but then the stream would see.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure I was using the right ones. So he's keeping a close eye on things and looking, trademark. In sort of his periphery, he does get to pick up some of the local hot goss. Some of your classmates in history are not also in your homeroom. But everyone has heard about the incident that happened with Karen in homeroom. It's only been like half an hour since that, but everyone who is anyone knows that Karen got wrecked today and also challenged Karma to run against her in the summer solstice court elections. And so like half of the conversation you're hearing is about that. And you get to hear in those like snippets of conversation, like some people who are definitely on one side or the other, who have reasons to like or dislike either of them for whatever reason. A lot of people are like sort of scared both ways almost because whoever they vote for, the other one could destroy their whole prep school career. Essentially, but it's just sort of a back and forth of hearing about Karen bribing her way onto the cheer squad because she's not in any of their group moves. Like she doesn't do any of the tricks or stunts. She's just on the cheer team. And so the belief that her parents bought her a spot on the team for extracurricular purposes. And you get to hear a lot about that. And also you hear through the grapevine about everyone who like has tried to join Karma when they sit under the bleachers and smoke, and how each and every one of them has just gotten essentially hotboxed out of the bleachers. Like Karma just sort of like cold shoulders them or invites them in and then kind of like,
yeah, I was gonna say either that or if they're hot enough, she'd ask if they want to have sex. So
yeah, it's sort of like a like you hear a combination of like one person who was really like sad because they went to go talk to Karma and she like brushed them off, and the person they're talking to is like, well, I had fun with Karma last week. Just sort of like that sort of gossip as all of them discuss who they will or won't be voting for once campaigns start. Ophelia, does Teague notice anything about you with their 12, with his 12?
Yeah, he just like blatantly notices Fair being the homework broker. Like Faye does that thing where you get somebody's homework and then you start trading pieces of it with other people. Not that I have personal experience doing this, but it's like, hey, I'll give you 1 through 5 if you'll hit me up with like 6 through 8. And it's like, hey, I got 6 through 8 if you got 9 through 12.
I have a good question. Does Ophelia do any of those herself, or does she make enough deals to get all the problems and then just trade them with people?
Faye plays a little game with herself to see how little Faye can get away with doing. Right now, the record is 2, and then just trading for like the rest of the assignment.
Wow.
Sometimes she gets homework. Sometimes Faye gets homework from other classes, being like, "Hey, like take this. Say you did the wrong homework. Give me that, and then I'll get you the right homework."
Honestly, Teague is a little very fascinated by this whole thing. But also,
how I got through senior year physics, not in the slightest.
This is the homework farm that Faye is running.
Atrury, if you're watching this, I know you'll respect me.
This is such a big mood. Oh my god.
I also ran a homework mill in physics.
Allegedly.
Did no one have a good physics experience in like high school? Because like I think
I didn't do physics. I went biology.
I was gonna say, I did because I didn't take it.
Hey.
You know what? That's not fair. That's not fair.
We were allowed to choose between biology, physics, and chem, and I went, I'm gonna do like body things because I don't want to others. I don't want to math. I don't want to math in science.
I had to take 2 like levels of college physics, and no.
I had to take 3. My instructor didn't believe in teaching. So that's my physics experience.
Okay.
Was,
Wow.
The instructor was like, teach yourself at home, and then in class we'll do practice problems.
I had honors biology, honors chemistry, honors physics.
Yeah,
You were one of the rare math gays. Bless you.
No, I was not a math gay. I was a valedictorian gay. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
I'm not counting the school giving it to the white blonde-haired student just because he was able to like sweet talk his way with some of the upper officials, and also he was white, and
I had depression my freshman year, so I got put in core everything. So I just skated on by.
I did what every self-respecting, read self-loathing actually, honors and AP student did. We suffered through this.
I was going to say, I was in AP biology, and my biology teacher and I cried and hugged each other when I got a 3. Because it was passing!
Hell yeah.
We had that for AP calculus AB. That was a lot of our class. I think I passed and I got a 3, and I was like, I'm good.
Done.
A whole bunch of us, we got to the last set of problems and we were just like, we don't even know how to do this problem.
I did take AP psychology, and my psych teacher called me personally to tell me I got a 4, like over the summer.
Sweet.
We've all had very interesting experiences with this. Moving back.
Anyways.
Yeah. So Ophelia's running a homework mill. The instructor has not noticed. He's too busy talking about the differences in currency after the war.
Yeah, I feel like this is the homework where this is the class where you do homework for other classes.
Yep.
This is study hall with an instructor.
Study hall with an instructor in the background. Although, like, sometimes you do fun things. Like, he's one of those history teachers that tries to make it fun by, like, making you, like, do creative activities for history. So, like, you'll have to, like, write, like letters as historical figures and things like that to, like, get yourself in the mood trademark. And towards the end of class, he realizes that it's towards the end of class after looking at the clock for the first time in a while. And once again, he's only made it through about half of the information he was supposed to make it through today. But he does stop and say, I did remember. We have a group project coming up, a presentation, and I'm going to let you all choose your own groups. If you can't find a group, of course, you can come to me after class and I'll put you in one. But you're all adults. You should make your own groups.
I assume this is following standard procedure where as soon as the word group is mentioned, everyone does like the dramatic, like, it got to Adam hand reach to like the most responsible people.
Yeah, everyone points.
Yeah. Just like a full JoJo pose pointing at somebody like, yes.
You've got your hands on another person. You're like reaching across the classroom. Your friend's in the back corner and you're like,
you gotta give that one friend that like the apologetic look like, listen, I love you, but no.
But you're too far away. I couldn't make eye contact with you quick enough.
Or like, no, this person's the best person in history class and I gotta have them in my group. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm going to... What's Ophelia going to do here?
Yeah, you don't have to be in each other's groups, by the way. You're making groups of 3.
Oh.
There are like 20 people.
Wait, who else? Chet is in our group, in our class, and...
Groovy Bear, Chet, Connor.
You have Chet and Connor, and you also have Paige in your class.
Oh,
Paige-
and Karina.
Yeah.
And Karina, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna go with Karina because I think we sit next to each other. Hang on, let me check our seeing chart.
Yeah, she sits behind you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rue, I have a very important question.
Yeah.
I already know Connor is the kid that would make a case for working by himself. Would this teacher allow it? Can I convince the teacher to allow it?
Yeah, I think if at the end of the choosing there are no groups that Connor is in, the teacher will consider letting him work by himself.
Now, if Connor's working by himself, I don't know what like the exact number is, but would that maybe leave room for a group of 4?
Yeah, you could probably I'll say this. Would you like to? I don't know what it would be. Maybe to roll plus cool. Is it cold? It might be cold.
Yeah, I think it's cold.
To see if you can. Oh no, I was thinking cool because cool and the other one is like. I don't know what you add to like be persuasive.
Can I roll like dark to like egg Connor on to like be a punk about having like his one man group?
What? Yeah, you can roll with dark to like dare him into doing it.
Okay, not bad. 8.
Okay.
So I think I'll just lean over because if I have my back to the door, like I'm going by the layouts of my classrooms, I feel like the side to the door is like closest to like at least the professor's podium, which I think is where like Connor's sitting.
Yeah, essentially like as close to the podium as he can be. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I wouldn't even like address him directly. I'd just be like, "Oh, I think this is the one big paper for the semester. I wouldn't even know who to pick from this crowd. I think everybody's had so much head screwy beds by now."
And Connor turns to you and like brushes his hair back. He's got it slicked
of course he does.
Like not like a greaser, but like very like
yeah.
It's glued to his head. It's not cute. And he's like, well, I was thinking about just doing it. I don't think anyone else in this class could really contribute, but do you need a partner?
No, I'm trying to egg him out to do it by himself. I'm like, oh no, I already have a group, but just if anyone else was missing one, they'd probably have a tough time. They might as well just do it by themselves.
There's a little bit of like, he's a little bit miffed that no one has asked him to be their partner because he knows he's good at class. And he's also a little miffed that you aren't asking. But sort of to like hold his ego in place and like solidify his own belief that he is the best, he's like, you're right. I should do this by myself. No one else needs it. I don't need anyone else's help. I'll do everything on my own. And who are you adding to your group to steal away from Connor?
I think if I'm gonna by default make a beeline for Paige because I always copy Paige's notes. But I think if I notice that we're a duo and that Teague and Karina are a duo, I might just do like that tentative ET phone home, like across the table.
Just like the like eyebrow raise and then the
and you all have to like submit your like names on your like groups together to the instructor. And he looks over and he's like, there's 4 of you, and Connor from behind you goes, I'm working by myself. And the instructor is just like, all right. Marks your names down.
I'm just imagining this whole exchange. There's like this tiny segment from, of all things, like looking Doctor Who, where it's like David Tennant with like one of his companions, but one is behind a door in the like she can only see her face, and David Tennant is just like, they're both exchanging like a flurry of faces, but all of that is happening but just through like eyebrow wiggles, and it's like an extended scene of that.
Donna Noble, and it's the adipose episode. Just
Bless
so
you.
you all know.
Bless you. It's amazing.
Thank you, Serena.
I love Donna Noble. My first laptop was named Noble after Donna Noble.
Aww.
Donna Noble has been saved. Donna Noble has left the library.
I just named my new computer and I named it Computer. Like Rue.
I'm sorry. Did you say Comfruiter?
Computer, like my name?
Are you hardwired, or do you have another
so-
router for your comp router?
So we've all agreed that all of our characters collectively take 1 harm for that pun, right?
Yeah.
Is this we're all marking on your sheets?
I demand experience.
I demand blood.
It's been an experience.
You all get experience points for having to deal with me. I also didn't mean to send that to just Quinn.
I love it. Comp router.
So now whenever I log onto the Wi-Fi, that's what it says. But yeah, you form your group and you get your group assignment, which is you have to make, you have to pick any like region, like any at all. And because he's gone over like the 20s and the Great Depression, but the 30s he's letting all of you cover. So you get to pick any region and cover its like culture and changes through the like decade of the 1930s to prepare for World War II. And so you've been given free reign to do whatever you want about wherever you want, so long as you have a PowerPoint, not a PowerPoint, no, we don't have those, it's the 80s, sorry. So long as you have a presentation by the end of it, you get to make one of those boards, or you can use the slide projector also, if you want to. Or those overhead things, like, you know, with the lamps that you reflect back on the whiteboard thing. But yeah, so you have like 3 weeks to get this done, so it's not like right away. And also, you all know this instructor well enough that if it takes you longer than 3 weeks, he might forget about it, so it's fine. With that class coming to a close, is there anything you'd like to do before we go for a break? We're probably going to break right here. Okay.
If we're reaching the end of it, could I ask for a quick thing with Gabriella meeting Teague after class?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's just a tiny thing, but I think like Gabriella's just kind of there very like she doesn't really know how to stand. Like every other time you probably see her, she's like standing, for lack of better phrasing, in a very like masculine kind of way, but she's always fidgeting and trying to like shift the way like her elbows or like her feet are turned in like all the time. She doesn't know why she does that. She just does that like out of habit. But like she like has her arms like around a notebook that she's always carrying around, and she like has I forgot to describe her. She's like kind of reddish shirt with like yellow stripes all over it. She's basically like what is femme? How do girl? This is this it? It's just she's the trans girl version of the meme with the guy looking at the butterfly, just being like, is this what it's like to try and be feminine and or girl?
I love her
but
so
she
much.
like just kind of like walks up to like Teague, and she doesn't really say very much, but like you see her like pull out like a bottle like that she keeps on her every now and then, and she just sort of if it's okay with you, Teague, she maybe has this as like a routine that happens like once every like month or two, depending on how long that lasts. And she just like walks over and she's like, could you I'm gonna be running out really soon. Could I count on you to help get me a refill?
Oh, absolutely. Wait, important question. How does Gabriella feel about nicknames?
I think she likes it. She doesn't know why she likes it.
Okay.
It's just anything that sounds really feminine she really likes.
So how would she feel about Teague potentially giving her both nicknames Gabs and Gabby.
Both are approved, but because Angela loves both of them, and also I think she would like them.
Okay.
I think she also kind of likes Teague too. Just she's not super. She doesn't. Most of her things are in social interactions are her being like, I don't know how people. Like people say things, and I don't know if they mean that or if they mean like 12 other things within it. Teague just doesn't give her that, so I imagine. So it's just like, hi, you're obvious and direct.
And yeah, so Teague would take the bottle and be like, yeah, the usual Gabs.
Yeah. Also, she pulls out like this little nice chain, and I rarely ever get to actually show this. She has like a nice little like bag she keeps with her, and she like pulls out like just some extra money that she's made for like over the past like few months of collecting things, and she's like, also could you go and pick me up a few things, like, and she like she shows like a couple pages of the notebook. She's been like sketching a few like clothes that she thinks she would like. Teague will notice, Gabby will not notice. A lot of them look remarkably like August's clothes. Like that seems doable.
There's no colors though, right? Is it like sketches?
Yeah,
like
I think
pencil sketches.
Yeah, it's probably that, because she's like, I don't art, I just draw. She probably does actually do most of the things she says she doesn't do. She's just like has no confidence whatsoever.
So T's gonna look over her sketch or her little notebook with the sketches and point out, you know, the gray sweater that August typically wears, but say, I think you'd look really good in purple. I might pick you up a lavender one. Is that okay? All right. And then he's going to take half of Gab's money.
Thanks, Teague.
I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah, that was it. That was just a tiny thing. Just imagine her how she connects with certain folks. She just has weird relationships with everyone.
I love her so much. Jessie, also Teague, but Jessie, love her so much.
But yeah, so after Teague agrees to go get some clothes that are almost August core but more colorful for Gabby, we're gonna take a quick break. So we'll be back in about 10-ish minutes for the last class of the day, and then we'll check in with some folks about some things that might have happened.
Yikes! What an exciting first thing.
All right. We're on break.
welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good break. Drink some water, did whatever else you had to do. We are going to zoom into our third class of the day, theater class, which features August and Gabriella, along with some of your classmates and some folks who aren't in your homeroom. The folks that you do have that you know, Molly has sort of made herself at home in the windowsill. Like, they've produced a big one of those big tapestry blankets out of you don't know where, because he doesn't have a backpack, so we're not sure where it came from, but they are wrapped in it, sitting in the windowsill, and like, maybe they're paying attention, maybe they're not, but Molly's here. You've also got Riley, who is tired, just real tired, but like does want to be in this class, just real tired. And then you also have Annabelle, who sits sort of in the back corner closest to like the prop closet, like the classroom prop closet. So it's not like a real prop closet, but it's got all those like really cheap, shitty props you use for like monologues and things. And she has like the prop closet is open, and she is in the process of like organizing it by the vibe that she feels it has, and she just holds objects in her hands and like nods or shakes her head and puts them on different shelves based on the vibe she's getting from the objects.
Okay.
And all of you are currently working on monologue. So your first assignment in this class is monologues, and you have free like will to pick whatever you want. It can be classical, it can be something that's just come out, it can be from a TV show. This is sort of your first like assignment, so the teacher is giving you some free reign, and everyone's sort of doing their own thing, prepping for their monologues and whatnot. Except for, again, Molly, who is maybe asleep, unclear, in the windowsill.
Molly is playing Aurora.
Molly has chosen to do a Sleeping Beauty monologue. She's doing great. No one has done it better. She's asleep in the window, and they're cute. That's all it takes. Waiting patiently for someone to come and kiss them. And until someone does, they're just going to stay silent.
Karma's on her way.
Breaking into class. Does August have a monologue in mind, or is August going to pull one out of nowhere on the day of? Quinn is choosing violence in their head.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think they would have been very. Does it have to be? They raise their hand.
Once again, I'd like you to roll 2d6.
2.
You raise your hand for like a long while and no one calls on you. Like the instructor is walking from like person to person, listening to people's monologues, and just kind of walks directly past you multiple times. Doesn't even like look your direction. Your hand is up and like just keeps going. Until after like several passes, and you're like mime boxing with your hands essentially. Someone else sort of like looks your direction and goes, "Oh, I think they have a question." And the instructor like turns around and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you." But what is it, August?
So like, did you have a preferred period?
Nope, this is a free piece. You can do whatever you'd like. We're going to focus on periods later, but I wanted everyone to get to do something fun that they like for the first show.
Fun. So like the monologue has to be fun, or like...
I want you to have fun.
But
I
like...
want you to have a good time.
What if what's a good time for me is like a bad time for other people.
You can't physically hurt anyone in class during your monologue.
I mean, that's not what I was going for.
As long as your monologue comes with the proper content warnings, you can do any monologue.
So, like, the period doesn't matter?
Nope, you can pick something from a movie that came out last week if you want.
Movies.
Star Wars monologue.
So, like, okay, this is okay.
If you're concerned and want to run it by me, you're perfectly welcome to. Okay. Just sort of waits. There's silence, walks away.
Quinn has picked a monologue already.
Quinn is ready.
Quinn has 3 options. I think August kind of grabs their very nondescript bag. It's just a bag, you know, that you carry things in, and it's seen better days, TM. And they start rifling through it. It is overstuffed with books, but like the dramatist play service version of plays that like are for acting, it's those.
Yeah.
So they just start rifling through their collection of those.
Do they bring their whole library of plays with them?
Oh, Jesus, no.
Oh, okay.
It's just today's menu.
I see. Gabriella, like a couple of the other students have like formed a like circle with you and asked to like work on things together. One of them is Riley, who is very excited during their monologue. And then the second their monologue is done, Riley just kind of sits down and is like, just lay into me. Having a bad day.
Do you like Gabriella like hears the lay into me part and is like, do you need like a massage or anything? Like, do you need a hug? Like, do you need do you need anything?
There's like really like a look of like genuine surprise, and then like, you know, a hug wouldn't be half bad. I was mostly just saying you could tell me how bad I did.
Honestly, you didn't seem that bad. I mean, I feel like if you pace this just a tiny bit more, and if you like stretch this bit out, and but you also this other part, you just do it faster, you'll be fine. Like it seems like you have a good start. It just needs like most things, do some work.
Thanks. And like Riley is the kind of person who's just kind of like burnt out all the time, so their emotional responses are not as like over the top as the average person's. But you can tell
Gabriella likes her or likes them. Yeah.
You can tell that like they do genuinely appreciate the feedback and everything. Like sort of going in the circle. Obviously, you don't have to tell me what monologue Gabriella is doing unless you know what monologue Gabriella wants to do.
I have 2 thoughts of this. I am similar to Quinn. I have the true to character route, and then I have the route that is the unexpected one that I just had to double check a date for that I also think would be appropriate.
Yeah.
Because it's the killing joke monologue that Joker says at the end. Because it's the kind of thing where it's like, but it's solely for the purpose of like, she's just like, oh, I no one expects this. She just does. She's not even like, anytime she causes drama, chaos, or any attraction from anyone, she does not understand it. She's just like, I just do things.
I'm retconning my entire character to be Gabriella's #1 fan.
I'm making a new character. I'll just make one of our NPCs you, Serena, and you can just be one of the NPCs.
Thank you.
But I think actually what she'll do is that she will ask the teacher if it's okay if she might submit something of her own writing to read and try and perform.
The instructor is definitely surprised that you asked that. Like if you go up to her desk, and they'll like think about it for a little bit and say, as long as you submit it to me first, so I can give it a read over and make sure that it's fine. And then of course you will still have to memorize it.
That's perfectly fine. Would I still get the credit if I checked in with a few other folks for advice and support on building it out or getting it better?
Oh yeah, of course. This first assignment's also not like a huge part of your grade, so don't be so worried about it. But yes, you can check in with your classmates, get some feedback, and then once you've got your monologue ready, we can workshop it, whatever we need to do.
Sure. And I think she actually, if it's okay with Quinn, she like goes over and like she just kind of like sets a notebook down in front of August, in front of them, and is like, August, the teacher gave me the okay to read something of my own. Would you mind looking over it? Give me what your thoughts are on it. If you don't have the time, I understand, but well, I don't know. I see you reading a whole bunch of different stuff, and you read from like a whole bunch of like different places and stuff, so you probably know how to pick up like when something sounds kind of awkward or what have you, like pacing wise. Would you mind taking a look?
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't mind, but yeah, I'll do it. Why is English like that? Like why? Yes, give it. Yeah.
She just sets it, and I kind of imagine there's like probably the usual thing that always happens in those moments, and like high schoolish kind of stuff where like for some inexplicable reason the first 2 pages that she accidentally opens up to are probably something that looks like a drawing of like August sweater or something that's like nicely detailed, and then it's like immediately like passes over the page, and then like kind of like a baby duckling walks back to her seat that's a few seats over.
August gets out a red pen.
Just begins editing. Trademark.
How good is it?
You know what? I as a player would like to say it's actually like probably really good writing. Like it's nothing like the spectacular greatest thing in the world because it's only like an 18, 19-year-old, but I imagine me as a player wants to say it's actually good for what it is. Like it actually flows decently. There's obviously a whole bunch of like I think the best answer I can give is it comes down to how vicious is August, 1, and 2, like when if August is being like genuine and sincere, like not trying to support, not trying to be like nice about it like everyone else is kind of trying to do sometimes. Not trying to be nice the way Cordy likes to be nice is the way of putting it. I think that's probably the answer. I think I'd like to leave it up to you to decide how good you think it is. Me as a player wants to immediately go to saying it's pretty good, but I think it's more interesting if I leave the narrative choice up to you.
Okay.
Thinking.
To keep the story feral, right? I have chosen violence against myself.
If you would like for flavor while you're editing, The instructor has noticed that Molly appears to be asleep in the window seat and goes and like taps their shoulder to wake them up and asks like, oh, have you done any work on your monologue? And like after rolling her eyes and like brushing her like curls back behind her ears, Molly just begins like rattling off the Queen Mab speech, just like from memory, but the words are slightly missed. Like the words are slightly like they're said with a tone that says that like they were not read, so it's not like she's not doing it in the pentameter. She's just saying the words. And then the teacher kind of like steps back and is like, okay, and lets him go back to sleep.
I can do that too.
They sort of like blink one eye open and like raise an eyebrow. And with like a laugh go, I've never read the play.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why haven't you read it?
Because I didn't want to. I've seen the Zeffirelli film.
Cool.
August is going to kill them.
No, Quinn through August is going to, because I have opinions about the Zeffirelli, let me tell you.
Don't we all, Quinn?
Yeah.
He just kind of shrugs and says, I like Mercutio, but I'm not going to read the whole play for one character.
Yeah, spoilers. He dies.
Oh, I know.
And he's gay.
I know.
But like it's subtext, so like if you didn't read the text, how did you get the sub?
How did I get the sub? Ask me about it later. And then they just go back to staring out the window.
I'd like to unionize against the MC.
Oh no, I'm pro-union, but I also don't want to do that.
Pro-union, but not in this case.
That means we have to do so much more work for this.
Unionized derogatory.
Maybe I'll just make threats instead.
You live in my house. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm gonna come upstairs and threaten you.
But yeah, they just like they're like very smug and full of themselves. She just goes right back to looking out the window, and Z's like,
You're still a Philistine.
I still don't know what that means.
Read a book.
No, read it to me.
They pick out their copy of Tartuffe and throw it at them.
Would you like to lash out physically?
Yes.
Go ahead.
What do you add to that?
Volatile.
Good. 12.
Woof! On a 10 up, you deal them harm, and they choke up momentarily before they can react.
Good.
How does your copy of Tartuffe hit them?
I think this is like one of the bigger collected Molieres and not the acting version of Tartuffe, which is quite thin. And I think they just kind of and like go for the throat with Moliere.
Woof! You like because of the angle that she's sitting at, like you get like the side here, and like the corner just kind of like clips and like hits them, and it sort of like I don't know if you ever had your windpipe hit where it like sort of like stops you from breathing for a second, and there's just like a moment of like and like the book falls into his lap, and she just sort of like turns around and like is like rubbing at her throat and like looks at you and says, "There are much more fun ways to choke me. Do you want this back?"
Well, you didn't like that?
Ask me about it later and maybe I'll have a better answer. And they like open the book and flip to a random page.
Good.
I'm restarting my union against the MC.
You're putting me in a very tough position.
I don't have the physical strength to put Rue in a locker, so I'm just gonna unionize instead.
Would you just like roast them? Like, I don't
With
understand.
what?
Sure, you have dirt. You live with them.
The problem is that if your foe has no shame, you can't actually roast them effectively.
The only thing I can roast Rue about
I'm listening.
I'm not. I know that's okay.
No, Trix, I want to hear more.
I was just going to say about how their feet don't touch the floor when they sit in certain chairs.
Listen.
My feet are not currently touching the floor. I'm leaving.
5'7"
As
and
someone,
up, gang.
as someone who's 5'8", I'm loving that.
I'm also 5'8".
I'm like 5'11", so I'm just sitting here just looking down at everyone, just doing the casual like.
Fuck all of you. I should have asked what everyone's heights were before I agreed.
Yeah.
Fuck
it should've
your
been on
star
my
sign. How
application
tall are you?
form.
I will also note for the record, you're playing Cordelia, so that's not the kind of statement you should throw out casually.
I mean, I'm fully vaccinated.
Tall, derogatory.
The weather up here
Oh,
is. Chat is asking how the weather is up here. The weather chat is fantastic. Look, Jammy's taller than I am.
Yeah, it's sunny and beautiful up above the cloud coverage.
Oh, you want to know how the weather is up here? It's pretty great. Like, I can actually see the top of the shelves and like all the stuff that my arms can reach at a really
At least I'll
decent
live
height.
longer than all of you. And yes, Miko, we don't need this. Let's go.
We're leaving. Short gang out.
I'm taking the coolest person in this school and I'm leaving.
Yeah. You get no indication, August, of if Molly is reading this book or not, but they have opened it, and they do turn the page every once in a while.
Good for them.
Mostly, she's looking a little like hurt, like not like in like hurt, like sad, but like you can tell his feathers have been ruffled. Z's been challenged, and it worked, and so he's like. A little ruffled in the corner. How does your editing go?
I think the editing gets put on pause for a second. No offense, Gabriela.
No. This is a moment of chaos and narrative potential. Seize it.
Feral. We gotta keep the game feral.
But I think August very slowly and painstakingly drags their chair over to Molly and sits like a little too close and just leans in and goes, "You don't know how to fucking read, do you?"
They look over What?
You don't know how to read.
All right, I get that you're very good at all of this, but that doesn't mean that no one else can read.
Just tell me you don't know how to read.
If I tell you, will you move either a little closer or a little further away?
Closer sounds good.
Sure, I can't read.
Scoots closer. Do I need to roll to turn someone on?
You do.
That's an 11.
Holy shit. All right, you gain a string on Molly.
Delicious.
I'm gonna pick the first one because I don't think there's anything that I don't think. I'm gonna ask first. Is there anything that Molly has that August would want? Because they would pick the second one, which is I promise something I think you want. But I don't know that Molly has anything that August would want.
I'm not looking at.
Because I picked the thing. It was
let's go with
definitely
the
not
first
the
one.
third one.
I think it's the first one.
Yep. So the first response on the sheet is I give myself to you. And so you scoot over a little closer and like Molly sort of like takes the like tapestry and like tosses half of it over you and like places their like leg over August's lap and like leans in. It's like, well, if you're not busy later, maybe you can teach me how to read.
I mean, is not what this period is for.
That's true. We should work on monologues.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
we should-
theater class. No one is really going to stop you from whatever you're planning on doing.
There was a reason in high school I never went on the prop deck because
They-
everything up there needed to be sanitized with fire.
We didn't use the couch in the backstage, and no one went to the lights.
They pull out like a set of keys. I do stage manage.
Oh,
Booth?
someone. Booth.
Really thought it was going to be the props closet.
No, Annabelle's currently organizing that by 5. She's put all the dolls on the top shelf. They have the best vibe.
Oh, the best vibe?
Yeah.
Wow.
Quinn's gonna kill me. Quinn's gonna come out of her room and kill me.
I'm also gonna come up and kill you, in case you're wondering.
2 of the players live in my house. This is dangerous.
Sorry, chat. We can't actually continue this series because our MC has been killed by 2 different people.
You take Molly to the booth. What do you get from Molly after that?
Let's see. When you make the sexy times with someone, I'm sorry, I'm just reading. You both get to ask a question of one another. This can be asked in character or player to player. They must answer honestly and directly.
Okay.
So bold of me to do this to an NPC. Great.
What a choice you've made.
What a choice. Who could have predicted that this choice would have been made?
Are you sure you don't want to unionize, Quinn?
I'm neutral right now.
You're free to ask the question now, or you can wait if you want to have one thought up yet.
I think I'll wait.
Okay. We can have that scene be later. I would like to. Do you want to go back and afterwards and give Gabriella her monologue back?
Yes.
After you've taken Molly for a quickie in the booth.
not something I have any experience with. August will give it a genuine editor read. And I think it has a lot of notes, but they're not like tearing it apart. They're like constructive notes of like, oh, you did this well. And then, you know, like the compliment or feedback sandwich, whatever. So it's like useful. And then they just kind of, they adjust their sweater and kind of slide back over to you, Gabriella, and just like slide the notebook over and are like, I mean, like it's clearly a first draft, but like I think you're probably on to something.
Wow, I'm just gonna note out of character that the small eyeglass adjust makes me so happy every time it happens.
It's just that my glasses are falling off of my face legitimately in real life.
I know, but I also am imagining August every single time, and it's just like it's a small character detail I now associate, and it makes me happy. But I think she sees the edits, and I think she has a reaction of like, oh, she's actually really happy to get a lot of edits from August, because I think in her mind she thinks that means August actually thought it was worth giving time and attention to. So I think it's that. I'm gonna break Serena's at the end of this game, and I haven't even tried that much yet. This is me not trying. You haven't seen trying yet.
Do I want to see trying? Ah!
Stick around for the story. We haven't started with Feral. This is just baseline, Gabriella. I think she sees the edits, and she has like her face goes down a little bit, but she's also really happy because she knows, like I said, that it looks like you actually cared enough. It was worth your time to look at. And I think she sets it aside and she keeps it she sets it very gingerly in her bag. And then I think she just kind of turns to August and she's like, August, I know you're really good at this stuff, and thank you for giving it the time. I don't know if interacting with people or any bothers you that much, so I won't try and make this super long. But I overheard you were looking to get out of doing the club stuff. And you were looking to the court for something. If you want, I can like nominate you and try and get your name out to folks if you'd like.
Oh my God, please don't.
It's just if you want someone to do something for you, that's all.
I think if I got nominated for the court, because I don't believe in monarchies, they're social constructs and they don't, that's another story. I think I would just die, you know? Yeah.
Well, if you ever want me to do anything for you, I'm more than happy to do it. I think you're really great, regardless of what anyone else tries to say about you.
Do people say things about me?
I think people think you're very direct, very short in conversation, and probably would scare half of them if you tried.
I mean, I am short. Like that's an objective fact.
True. No, that's very true, honestly.
Yeah.
I like being around you. I just wanted to say that. That's all. And if I got the chance to have more time with you, if you ever wanted help with anything or getting out of something, yeah. That's all. Don't want to bother you.
Are you trying to also go to the stage management booth, or?
If you'd like. I don't.
Because like I could go again. I guess
It's up to you, August. I'm never gonna make you be something you're not, or do anything you're not interested in.
I mean, but like it takes two, so like.
I mean, it only really takes one. If you want it to be more interesting, two is nice. At least if the other person's somewhat decent.
So like, are we?
I think actually she's already walking ahead.
Okay. Fuck. Yeah.
Do you want to?
Cool. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, do you want to roll to either turn someone on, or if August wanted to roll to shut it down? It's up to you.
Yeah, I think either of those works in the situation.
Whatever you're more comfortable with, both of
If
you.
you want to roll to turn someone on, I think
Sure.
that's more interesting.
I predict, because all of the other rolls have been absolute fire, except for like one of them, this will be terrible. But I'm delighted to be proven wrong.
My crud roll got me a really good, first period, so.
Getting your first period isn't always something you want to be proud of, though, because it kind of sucks sometimes. 7, that's 8.
I got mine on my.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
they
What were
can-
you gonna say, Carmen?
Oh, I said I got mine on my 13th birthday. So
Happy birthday!
All right. So on a 7 to 9, you can either Quinn, you can either give Gabriella a string on August or choose one of the reactions.
I choose the first one again.
All right, you give yourself to her. Kick Molly out of the booth.
No, Molly can like stay. I don't really. Like, do you care if Molly stays? Like,
I think
Molly's
she
asleep
does-
again.
Yeah, Molly's asleep.
I feel like Molly's asleep, like with Tartuffe over her face.
Yeah, like under the booth table.
Yeah,
Under where the light board is.
yeah, absolutely. It's like I don't think we need to worry about, but like,
I get the sense they're not really here all the time. Like, and like tries to gesture like to head, like not really here.
I mean, I'm also not really.
I kind of assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep the sweater on, just so you know.
That's fine if that makes you more comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't really take anything off. Happily, unless you'd like me to.
I mean, we can, yeah.
I think she's just very, like, she does exactly whatever you would like her to do. And none of it ever feels very forced. She's just...
Service
I really
partner.
thought Karma would be getting all the ass, but
I specifically said that she got around, and I've only slept with one person. Rick!
I just love that Quinn was like, August is, no one notices August. August is just there. Who notices August? No one, August is so plain and just blah. Like, whatever.
Gabriella doesn't know social scripts. So August is like the most genuine person to them, because they're just like, you are biting, sarcastic, and you will cut down anyone who annoys you. That's the most direct person in the entire group.
Okay,
Therefore, it's the
Quinn.
easiest for her to interact with.
No one notices August. Half the class doesn't know their name, but they are off in the stage managing closet
Twice.
twice. One class period.
I suppose that means that activates the sex move for both people
For
again.
both of you.
Yeah.
Okay. And August was ghost.
August gets questions, so each of you gets to ask each other a question. You can, if you don't have questions thought up, you can save them. We can start the next session with everyone's questions if you would like, unless you have questions that you know you want the answers to now.
I have a direct question.
Perfect.
I don't know if August has a direct question.
I can yes and.
Okay. Do you want to ask first, or would you like me to ask first?
You should go first.
Do you mind me taking an interest in you, or would you prefer I leave you alone?
I don't know.
It's pretty honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you? What is about what? I don't get it.
Why do I have an interest in you? Is that the question?
Yeah, because I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in. I don't want to fit in. I mean, like, have you ever seen me without this fucking sweater? Like,
I quit.
I know. It's
Are we unionizing?
I honestly think it makes you feel more you look more comfortable and more like yourself. Or like you're trying to be yourself wearing it. That's why. I don't as I think her direct, very long response will be, as like kind of strong as you come off to everyone, at least you're not lying.
I mean, yeah, fuck liars.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel weird about people asking me to be something I'm not. I don't know why, but I don't feel like I need to try to do that with you, which is nice. And that maybe other people do that, but I don't feel like I need to lie. If you're going to tell me, hey, you're shit for brains, then I know that that's your honest opinion of me. If you think if you tell me something I write needs work, but it's got potential, then I know that's not you fronting. That's just you being you. It's kind of nice to be honest with someone. I don't know. Honesty matters a lot to me, and I don't know why.
Rad.
As a sort of an end of the day thing, you go to the rest of your classes. This is only one class period. You do have other classes, but I'm not going to make you do all of them. Obviously, that would be horrible.
Wait, does Gabriella have a move?
Yeah.
Oh wait, yes, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot about the fact that we didn't.
When you have sex with someone, both players secretly write down whether the sex was confusing or soothing for their character. If you reveal the same answer, both characters mark experience. I know what my answer was.
I know what my answer was.
All right. What did each of you put down?
You can message me in 1, 2, 3.
The romantic in me wants to say comforting, but I feel like it's more honest to say confusing, but not
confusing.
Bad. Yeah.
All right. Mark experience, both of you.
Word.
You're just like, yeah. Another person wants to have sex, and like, oh no, I just kind of want to make out and have sex. You're neat. I just think you're neat.
Potato.
I don't have any more cuties to hold up. I ate it.
Oh.
The solution is obviously get more cuties.
At the end of the school day, everyone kind of has to spill out into the courtyard to leave the school. You can all give me a brief of what your plans are for after school. We'll get more into those sorts of things later. But first, I want to talk about Karma.
Hello. So my darkest self. You find yourself shivering, needy, and alone. The dark power will make some daunting, open-ended demands. Every demand fulfilled brings you closer to feeling whole again and removes one of the dark power strings on you. You escaped your darkest self when the dark power is out of strings, or you make a bargain with an even more dangerous entity.
So how many strings do I, the dark power, get on you? I feel like it's 3. but I might be wrong about that.
It doesn't say.
Cool.
Oh,
Gotta hear that.
no, I lied. This is the wrong sheet.
Oh, never mind. I'm like,
I was
the
like, that doesn't.
Infernal?
Yeah, that. Why do I have that
Infernal
open?
sheet. I was gonna say, the Dark Power is an infernal thing.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Everything
worries.
you say seems a promise. I was like, I know I read it earlier. That didn't seem like it. Everything you say seems a promise. Everything you heart seems a promise. If a promise is broken, justice must be wrought in trickery or blood. You aren't subject to the human rules of mercy. To escape your darkest self, you must in some way rebalance the scales of justice. I have an idea.
Okay.
I think it has to do with winning court.
To free yourself from your darkest self, you must win court.
I must destroy Karen in court. But that also means that anytime I make a promise or someone makes a promise to me, if it gets broken, there's a reason everyone calls her Karma.
Karma.
Well, I've already made a promise to you.
So you have to help me win court, or it's going to be bad.
Oh no!
You can't break this promise.
Does Karma look any different when she's in her darkest self?
Can I take some time to think about that? Can I tell you at the beginning of next session?
Absolutely. I would love to hear what they look like at the beginning.
Okay.
And anyone else who would like to say where their character is going as we end the school day and the stream?
The whole.
Trix is having a party at the Hole. Everyone's invited.
Okay.
Teague is going to a thrift store and also to his supplier.
Yeah.
Thrifting time.
I think a sudden fire has been built in Karma. And she doesn't really know. Because she originally so now that I know what your thing is, I don't think Karma went to the Hole thinking she was going to enter court. I think she said what she said in the classroom just to rile Karen's feathers, and she was going to put balloons up or something, because that's what she does every year. Because it's easy and it gets her out of doing anything important. But they fuck, and then they finish, and suddenly she's like, I have to destroy her. And that's when she makes her make the promise. And now she's got this fire in her that she's gonna actually campaign and make herself known, which is not something she's done before. Everyone loves Karma for some fucking reason that she doesn't actually fathom. They're just living their life and everyone's like, fuck. But now she's like, I'm gonna put this to good use. So that's where Karma's at. Yeah. And she's not above sleeping her way to queen.
Good for her. I love that for them.
Look, Karen bought their way onto things. I know Cordelia might not actually know that, but there's no reason she has to play fair.
No.
She just has to humiliate that Karen.
Trix is gonna run for king.
Would I be able to use the one string I have over Karma here?
If you'd like to.
So I think outside on the courtyard, Ophelia's main thing is just kind of being a broker, and especially now that court is coming, it's like, hey, who are you voting for? Can I convince you to vote for so and so? So I think if I get the sense that Karma is really gonna go ham on running for court, I think it's gonna be just that very cartoony deal with the devil thing, as Karma's having their inner monologue anime protagonist moment looking off into the sunset. I think Ophelia's gonna pop up over their shoulder and be like, so I heard you're running for court.
Yeah.
Those are big odds. Do you want some help?
You promise to help me?
Oh, promise is a big word. I'll make you a deal, though.
I don't deal in deals. What comes around goes around, Ophelia. You gonna promise to help me?
I'll promise to help you if you make a deal for that promise.
What's the deal?
I don't know yet.
Hmm.
We'll table it.
Come to me with something solid and we'll talk.
Perfect.
Oh, this is getting exciting.
We're all doomed.
Look, Cordelia and Ophelia are gonna fucking destroy the school. It's gonna be great.
Where's August going? What's August doing?
August goes home to work on monologues,
Perfect.
but like they like live at the school.
Got
In the stage manager booth?
it. Yeah, they're in the booth.
They're in the booth.
And Gabriella?
I think it's just it's a routine for her. She never knows why. She ends up going to like the backwoodsy kind of area of the school, and it's like she walks into the boundaries of it, and her whole body becomes like almost like lavender, like starlight, and she just fades out entirely.
Very sick imagery to end the episode on. I
I'm
love
so glad I'm choosing a purple sweater.
Yeah. So thank you for coming along for our first session. We're happy to be here. Sorry, I do this with my hands a lot.
You don't have to apologize.
We're gonna go maybe in backwards order if I can remember the order I went in. So, Gabriella, would you like to go first?
Yes. Hello there, everybody. I'm Angela, otherwise known as Phoenix24Fem on Twitter. You can find me there, where I usually reblog every Tuesday and Thursdays my writings, which are typically poems that I've been working on for in a published capacity on Patreon for the past about 2 to 3 years. And also on my Patreon, where you can find me at Philosophem, you can see the currently 192 poems that I have posted on there, half of which are open to public viewing and the other half of which are patron locked. And I also do creature designs on a monthly basis, as well as original music that I have posted up there whenever I get inspiration. And I'm also a freelance musician, where you can find me through my email and such, that's listed through my link tree on my Twitter. And also I'm involved with casts for both all the Twitch channel for All Nerds Here and Utopia, which is Utopia specifically is an all BIMPOC streaming channel. I'm involved currently with the Cape and Blades Chimera RPG season that's been going on over there. Our version of it is a mix of fantasy and superheroes. And I'm also involved over All Nerds Here. We just finished up doing For the Dungeon, playing puppets, playing characters. So we had puppets on stream who were playing a character using the system of For the Dungeon. And we're going to have some other things coming up soon, as well as I may be involved in a few other projects as well. This has been great. Someone else take the mic, for the love of God, away from me.
Quinn, I think, is next.
Hey, hello, I'm Quinn at Quintastic_ on Twitter. I write TTRPGs, I do sensitivity reading, I do other stuff that I currently can't remember because I'm wearing a wig, so I have no brain cells. Yeah.
Velvet.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for the inaugural episode. I'm Velvet. I use favorite pronouns, and you can find me pretty much everywhere on the interwebs at OG Brown Sugar. You can find me in about an hour at the Bard's Playhouse for Fall of London, A Vampire the Masquerade 5e campaign. You can find me tomorrow afternoon on Kuvenet for Spy Game, the Spy Shenanigans, and that evening at Honey and Dice's channel for Clockwork Vines. Too many things. Fridays, you can find me on At the Fey Realm for Tales from the Amazing Ages, a mass campaign. And you can also find me on the Stories of a Broken Sun and Flight Risk podcasts.
Percy.
Hi, I am Rena/Percy. You can find me basically anywhere on the internet at Liquid Rena. I stream. I'm a VA. I'm a PI. I need another acronym. I'm a WTF.
Yay, badass.
Yeah.
You can add BAMF if you'd like. BAMF works too.
I miss McCree. Anyway, you can find me at a lot of places. liquidrena.card.co is my like central website, and everything links out from there. Yeah.
Serena.
I'm Serena. You can find me on most platforms as Ever Haunting. Except Instagram, where a drag queen has Ever Haunting and she won't sell it to me. I offered her real life money. Sorry. It's a personal thing for me. I'm a voice actress. I stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Fridays with wild cards on the weekends whenever I have time. I'm a variety streamer. I just did a whole 5-hour stream in which I made the Best Friends trio and the Super Pal trio from She-Ra on The Sims. You should check it out. It's pretty fun. You can also find me on Monocyte, which also has the voice talent of our lovely MC. It's playing on any site that you can get podcasts on. It's a lot of fun. It is an homage and a parody of old school sci-fi. I think that's it. I think that's all for me today.
Jessie.
Hi, I'm Jessie, Jahoos the Moose on the interwebs. I do art stuff. I'm in the process of moving my partner back to Indiana / possibly moving. It's a whole thing. So it's kind of dead, and I'm kind of dead inside, but it's all fine. You can catch me here at Friends Who Roll Dice on Mondays at 8:30 Eastern. Nope, 9 o'clock. 8:30 is the call. We're doing great. Where I am in the Mind and the Murder. That's it. Yay.
And I'm Rue. I've been your MC and will continue to be so as long as my roommates who are in this game don't kill me. You can find me on Twitter as @IlanaKnight13, and essentially everywhere else is just Ilana Knight, because I made a Twitter when I was 12, forgot the password, and it's haunted me ever since.
It's real, man. When you can't get the username you want, it hurts.
It hurts. It's
Why
rough.
do you think the number is in between my name for mine? Phoenix Femme should be mine. By all rights, it should be mine.
I went through a lot of variations before getting Liquid Rena.
I am so very glad that my username is my middle school nickname, and so I just snatched it up. And also, who the heck else would be called Jahoos the Moose? That's impossible.
You know what the actual reason is? Everyone's terrified of moose. Because they should. Moose are like titans if they existed in real life.
This is true. This is why I love.
Yeah.
You can find me every other Tuesday where I GM an investigative horror system of my own design on Heroes Without Limits. And starting in June, you can also catch me every Sunday on Nerds with Dice, I think is the channel where I'll be playing in a Vampire the Masquerade campaign. Yeah. So, I would also like to give lots of thanks to Jessie for running our tech for this show and making sure that everything works well. And I'd like to thank Rena for making the overlays that you've seen. So both the starting soon and be right back screens, and then the overlay that we're currently in, were all made by Rena. So I'd like to give my thanks for that, and also to Friends Who Roll Dice for having us on the channel.
And also
yes.
Angela for doing the amazing music.
Yeah.
We don't get to hear it when we're streaming.
Yeah.
And Angela, who wrote the theme music for this, which is so awesome. It's so cool.
I was like, we need a theme for this. There's enough angst to inspire me with this. And I was like, what idea you want? And they're like, this? Like, you got it.
And we will see you in 2 weeks' time on the 29th for next episode when things start to get a little wild. Thank you. Start. We're keeping it feral.